Yeah, Big Ten play, 2026. Excited to get dive into Big Ten play. Excuse me. It's a good Penn State team, a team that is Mike's doing a good job. They're young. They're very aggressive. They've got great guards, DeLeon and Mingo. They play in a tremendous amount of ball screens. They do what they do in terms of defensively, trying to mix things up. We've seen a couple of teams here recently, Mizzou and Southern, play very similar styles to what Penn State does. So those should have been good precursors to this game. Obviously, very excited personally to be in the Palestra, a place that I've never been. Or coached a game. I love old field houses. I love history. Just the uniqueness of what some of these old buildings have and the history. I have great appreciation for. So, and obviously in Philly, it's not on their campus. So, expecting a great crowd in a small and compact building that is usually pretty electric. So here we go in 26, and Big Ten play kicks off, and we'll have to play well.
You've had more practice days in the last 3 weeks than games, certainly. Just what do you feel like maybe you've accomplished in this time?
Yeah, I just hope our chemistry, I hope our togetherness, I hope our toughness, our grit. I think we've shown we've made some strides defensively here in the last couple. I think we were 44 or something at one time defensively. I think we're 25 or 6 today. I think our concepts are better. I think our discipline's better. I hope that holds through and we can continue to improve, on that side of things. And yet our chemistry offensively is we've still got a lot of steps to take to get to our ceiling on that end. So I think we're getting better, and that's exciting. That's what this time of year is for.
Just maybe better concepts, better discipline on defense. What changes have you seen then maybe in the execution?
It's execution. We're just not making as many mistakes. We're doing a better job with our hands. We're doing a better job with early positioning. We've been doing a better job of guarding the ball. We're in better shape. We're showing better toughness and mental capacities to play through some fatigue and getting tired. I think our two freshmen that are playing a lot, and Merck and Keaton, have both showed dramatic improvement on the defensive side. I think Brandon Lee is back healthy. He's gotten better. He's not making the same mistakes. And I think as we're seeing improved rebounding from Andre. We're just doing a lot of fundamental execution things better, and that has to continue as we move forward.
What's important, to handle 18 Big Ten games in the next 2 months and 2 weeks?
Yeah, one game at a time, one day at a time. It's never to overlook. It's never to look ahead. It's never to look backwards. It's handle your day-to-day assignment, the next game, the next play. You can't ever get too up. You can't get too down. The next one hits you in the face, and you've got to continue to be very, very good every night because the coaching's terrific. A league filled with great players and great teams. You've got to have some toughness, some grit. We talked a lot about that to go on the road and win. So it's then at the end of the day, you got to have a little luck, and that all plays into it as well.
What do you discuss when you're talking toughness and grit? Like, what are you looking for from in that regard?
Yeah, it's 50-50 plays. It's the loose balls. It's the discipline when you're tired to not give in to fatigue. It's don't let your teammates down. Be accountable to them. Be responsible for your actions, doing your job. All of that plays into that. It's not just the physicality it's that we think of the physical piece. It's more the mental piece, and then it's it's having our will to win and our desire to win, and understand that it's fun to win, and it's got to be hurtful to lose, and it's got to hurt, and we've got to learn to channel all of that in the right direction, and that's just a toughness thing, and it's accountability thing. It's what we've tried to instill in this program for years.
You talked with Fran recently since the Palestra was his new home?
I have not. I haven't talked to him in a little bit as you know, we get into the season and everything gets going. But it's been I love old buildings, and 62 years old. I love the history of college basketball and some of these great venues that I grew up watching as a kid, and I'd always told Fran that we got the job that it was a building I wanted to play in. So just works out this year that Penn State plays a game there every year, and it happens to be us. But so excited for that opportunity, and let our players know. It's a historic building, and it's a lot of history, and when you play basketball, it's one of those places that it's iconic.
I know Izzo's played there, right, in Michigan State. Do you ever talk to other coaches about this stadium, about playing this one?
Yeah, I think it's different because it's really compact. It's really small. We kind of get spoiled sometimes with coaches' locker rooms and having space, and these places you don't have some of those amenities. You get NBA arenas, and we're spread out, and now you're in a place that's going to not have some of those things, but you go in and you just the court's still the same length and rims are the same height. You're going to go in and you're going to play, but some of the little amenity things are different, and I'm great with all that. They can set us outside for all I care.
You have the
Size-wise, is Penn State maybe one of the biggest things? They just got big guards, big wings, 7-footer.
Yeah, they got nice size, and they can utilize it in a lot of ways. They do a lot of rolling with their bigs, but they can also stretch it and shoot it. Their last ball game, they have a tendency to want to live downhill with Mingo and Dillion in the paint and driving it, creating, and yet they make 14 threes, and they're a team that will shoot a lot of threes, and those bigs can stretch you, and they do have size, and that's it's okay for us because we have some size as well.
Speaking of that, you have the luxury of almost always having an Ivicic on the floor. How matchup specific is their minutes in each game?
Yeah, it's not as much the matchup as it is the flow of the game and kind of what it. We feel comfortable, especially with Z's continued health and getting stronger and bigger, and his mobility, and that he can guard multiple guys. Tommy's getting in much better shape. He's moving much better than he has all year. So it's more about the flow of what we're doing offensively and kind of the system than a specific matchup. I have no problem playing those two together if needed, but it's just kind of the flow and what we need. And you got Merck, who's a great creator, an action guy, and so those things affect him as well, and what the spacing on the floor looks like. So there's a lot goes into just being able to play both of them.
How much of an impact does it have in your culture, in your locker room, in a week like this when the women did what they did yesterday and the football team got their big one?
Yeah, winning's contagious, and my hats off to Shauna and beating a top 10 team and the job she does, and I know what she stands for. I was very fortunate that I got to go to Nashville. It's the first bowl game I've ever been to. It just worked that it was fantastic, and we had an off day, and the ability to get down there and back in close proximity, and what a great time, what a great game, and for us to come out and win. I think the buzz around University of Illinois is pretty special, and it's a lot of good things going on. It's just been been great to see, really good people and really good players and the donors and the facilities, and all just mesh together at the right time. And that's what we get when you get winning. And we've got to continue to keep moving forward. And it's one game, but we've Brett's sustaining, and we've been sustaining, and Sean is doing the same thing, and the other coaches as well. So it's nice to see that, and it's a great time to be at Illinois.
C obviously gives you a different kind of rim protector, but just team-wide, how is this team different? It seems like Ben kind of under the radar, good shot blocker, Andre, got some guys, other guys.
Yeah, it's getting to the ball. It's having the purpose. We practice every single day, trying to contest at the rim, not just in, blocking shots, but just trying to contest without fouling, going straight up, and utilizing our length and our strength. Ben's got really good timing. Ben's a good athlete. He's very, very quick off the floor. Jake Davis is sneaky that way. Andre was one of the top wing shot blockers in the country last year, so he's got length, and it's just us getting to the ball. It's us being protective of the front of the rim, and not just with with Z. It's everybody else. Tommy had 3 the other night, and it's forcing hard twos, hard layups, and our guys are starting to understand that better.
What do you see what have you seen from opposing teams maybe differently because you have an eraser at the rim? You seen them maybe attack defense a little differently than a year ago?
Yeah, I think with Z, it's obviously when he's in the game, I think teams, don't maybe attack him as much as they do others. Having a shot blocker is a unique experience because it can take away a lot, and I think that we're trying hard to be active in doing that and protecting the rim, protecting the paint better, forcing hard twos. That was my frustration in the Nebraska game. Was we didn't do that very well. We got all out of sorts and gave up 60% from 2. And to win, you got to protect layups. So that's been our concept, and we're getting better at it.
I've asked you about turnovers, forcing it. Later this season, do you think you can get that number up, or do you still want to?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I think we're playing with efficiency on offense, so I would always like to have 3 or 4 or 5 more, possessions that we create. I think it's just a matter of us finding that balance. I think we're 2 in the country in fewest fouls. I think we're right towards the top, or somewhere in the top 10 anyway. It fluctuates depending on what you look at, but I still like us being aggressive without fouling, and yet, I'd like us to be, force a few more turnovers, and we're going to continue to keep working in that area.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.